You know, I posted MVI 3002. Here's a real twist about the Orlando shooter. And in that video, I attached a link, and it talks about that the shooter didn't do it because of his Islamic faith. He did it because he's a homo, and he thinks that Latinos gave him AIDS. One of my viewers made a comment that I thought was interesting and worthy of sharing. You know how a lot of these events were blamed on homegrown terrorism? Had nothing to do with Muslims in the Middle East, nothing to do with the leaders of ISIS. It was just something they got radicalized locally. Like that's what they said about the Chattanooga shooter. And that's what they tried to say about, well, they did say, they said it was just workplace violence with Major Nadal Hassan in Fort Hood. So what the viewer thinks here is as follows. It can't be Islamic terrorism. So they're spinning it in a way that it wasn't Islamic terrorism. Married Muslim, alleged homo with a wife and a kid is killing 50 homos for revenge, and the wife is missing. Give me a break. Maybe it was a planned false flag attack by your gun-grabbing governments. But I think someone has messed up the show somehow. The whole story makes no sense at all. This is a loyal viewer. I think he's in Switzerland. You know what's really cool about the Swiss? Well, every male, I don't know if it applies to females, but every male has to not only pack, but they have to know how to use one of these, or rifles. I think they all have to have a rifle. I think the rifle is given to them by the government. But they all have to know how to use a weapon to defend their country. Against who? Well, against people like Barack Hussein Obama, a corrupt government, or other people trying to invade their country. I want to thank the viewer for writing what he did. I mean, it makes perfect sense. Call Omar Mateen a fag that was disgruntled because he might have got AIDS. It gets rid of the terrorism aspect, doesn't it? Ends the case for the FBI. They don't have to pursue anything any further. Nothing to do with Islam. He just said all those things because he was angry. But what did he say? Because the Attorney General redacted. And then when they let us know what he supposedly said, they changed it. He wouldn't have said God. He said Allah! Not God. Allah Akbar! Not God. I want to thank the viewer. And again, I think he's in Switzerland. I think he's very much on the money. This will take the heat off of the Muslims. Because this guy was just a fag that thought he got AIDS. Had nothing to do with being an Islamic extremist Muslim terrorist. Folks, can you believe how much they shovel at us? Huh? I'm up to here. Actually, I'm up to here. Totally insane. You know what I think. You know what my viewer thinks. The question now is, what do you think?